Hey, it's good to be back for another Chin-Wag here, and I took the weekend off. It was a very busy weekend. We hosted at our church Jesus People USA's The Crossing, a very good Celtic group. I think you should check them out. If you're into bagpipes and all of that stuff, it really was quite a fun time. It's always a full house when we have them. And I also had my parents up, and so it was just kind of a full weekend. And so I thank you for everybody that's been emailing me and stuff like that. It's been really cool connecting with so many of you that are watching this little 5-minute Chin-Wag. Some of you have asked, why do you look so different from your Facebook picture, and what's with the beard? You know, you're growing out a full beard. You know, we're doing a thing at our church called Beard Core, and we've challenged all the guys to just grow out your beard for November. And you know, it's not really one of these things where there's a spiritual meaning to it. It's not a cult thing, as some were joking around about. We're just, and you know, actually, it's not even about Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, though I found that November is, and grow out your beard in a no shave November. But we just wanted to do something goofy and grow out our beards, so that's what we're doing. And we have a few people that are doing it, a few guys, and I don't think any girls are doing it, but we'll see. And so we're doing these things, you know, that actually is something I want to talk about today. My parents were up this weekend, and we're sitting at this Wapaka Woods restaurant, which if you've ever come to Wapaka, look me up, I'll treat you there. They have epic amounts of food for a pretty reasonable price. And you know, as my dad, he had to get up and use the bathroom really quick during dinner, and that was my mom's opportunity to talk to me for a minute. And you ever have those times? And I love my mom, I love my dad. They've been married for many years, and both of them in their 70s now. But my mom, she raised us Assembly of God, and that's actually who I'm affiliated with to this day. I don't really have a whole lot bad to say about the Assemblies of God. In Wisconsin, it's a great group to be a part of. They really do cut a lot of freedom and are jazzed by new ideas. But my mom, she leans over and she goes, you know, Bob, people have been talking about some of the things that you've been doing at your church, and mainly relatives. And yeah, I'll edit that part out. And you know, they talked about this last series that you did where there was skulls and fire, and the letters were written in blood and everything. And I said, yeah, they're right. And the reason why they were right is because we were in a series called Welcome to My Nightmare. And then she went on to say, you know, well, they're concerned because using secular music and stuff. And I said, yeah, we have been for years. And it's really nothing new. So the Welcome to My Nightmare series, it really was just, it was written in red. It was taken from Alice Cooper's song, who, by the way, as a Christian, you should Google him and watch his testimony. But, you know, the whole thing was Welcome to My Nightmare, and each week we addressed something dark in people's lives, like life's casualties. We talked about suicide, things like that. And the last week we had Pastor Bob Beeman up from Sanctuary International, and he talked about, the message was Welcome to My Nightmare. And he talked about the homeless people that he deals with and poverty, and that really is their nightmare. You know, it really is funny how people get their undies in a bundle. I think that's Greek. But you know, how people get so worked up, and you know, they're afraid of things that we're doing, things that you might want to do. And so actually what happens is this stifles a lot of people from, and those in ministry, pastors, youth pastors, etc., from actually getting a little radical and doing something that they feel led to do. You know, people that have known us for a long time, or have known these other pastors, leaders that do things that are a little more out of the box, they kind of write them off like, oh boy, they've lost their theology and everything. No, I'm actually pretty stable in what I believe and pretty solid. I'm actually a very conservative Christian if you get to know me. Conservative Christianity-wise, not denomination religion-wise. I should clarify that. But, you know, it's one of these things where it's nothing new to be a rebel, I guess you could say. It's nothing new to try things that are new or offensive to people. I remember my dad telling me he used to love going to these all-night sings, you know, the Bill Gaither stuff. Do you know there was a day when that was pretty wild? You know that there was a day that those quartets with the fancy beards and fancy mustaches, a little streamlined mustache and everything, that was pretty close to the doo-wop groups, and that was not looked on very favorably in the church. There's still churches today where you just do not have drums on the stage, guitars on the stage, But you know what? All of a sudden we're okay with these things. You know, there was a day that Carmen was pretty out there. There were days that I remember sitting at my uncle's house with his nephew, and we were listening to the old Res Band and Petra cassettes, and my uncle comes in and smashes them up. You know, I guess don't be afraid to be on the forefront of things. Don't be afraid to try new things. And stir the pot. It's okay. Don't lose where you're at theologically. Don't give up your beliefs just to be relevant. It's such a dumb word nowadays. Relevant, you know. It's unintentional that a Christian should just be relevant no matter what. It's the ones that are struggling with those that are on the outer fringe and trying to reach people in different ways that really freak people out, and they chalk them up as being relevant when in fact we're just trying to reach the lost. Hey, I'd love to hear your comments. What have you done to stir the pot? What things have you done that people have raised an eyebrow to and said, I'm not sure about this? Love to hear it. You can email me, info@that'snotmygod.com, or join the conversation at facebook.com/that'snotmygod. We'll talk to you soon.